Marvel Rivals Season 3.5 brings one of the most anticipated heroes ever to the game, Blade. He officially drops on August 8th, but I got early access to the PTR to check out his moveset. I haven't been able to get into a proper match yet, so this won't be a full-on guide to mastering Blade, but I can give you a tasty little preview of what he can do, so let's get into it. First off, I'm playing with a PlayStation 5 DualSense, so any button prompts I mention will be for that controller. That said, I'll throw a handy little graphic on the top right corner of the screen so you can match it to whatever control scheme that you prefer. Blade is a duelist who fights with two weapons, the Ancestral sword and the Hunter's shotgun. He's rated 3 stars on the difficulty meter, mostly because he's a melee-heavy hero with 2 stances. Much like Cloak and Dagger, Blade players will constantly be switching between his ranged and melee attacks, as well as between his default stance and his more melee-focused Bloodline Awakening stance. In his default stance, you can press triangle to switch between his sword and shotgun. If you've played Punisher, Black Widow, or literally any Call of Duty ever, this will feel instantly familiar. As you'd expect, the shotgun is more effective up close, though it still dishes out decent damage at range if you can hit your shots. The sword offers a basic 5-hit combo, but in this stance, its damage isn't going to wow anyone. Next up is the Daywalker Dash on L1, which changes effects depending on the weapon that you're using. With the shotgun out, you dash forward and blast the enemy, applying a healing reduction debuff, perfect for chipping away at those tanky foes. If the sword is out, you dash in with a cleaving strike that inflicts slow, making it harder for enemies to escape your clutches. You can also use it to shoot yourself into the air, enabling you to get on high up ledges. You can use Daywalker Dash twice, with each instance being on a 7-second cooldown, but don't worry, the cooldown can be shortened with this next move. Blade's final default stance ability is Scarlet Shroud. It makes you unstoppable for a short time and reduces damage taken from the front. Plus, every bit of damage you take while it's active helps reduce the cooldown of Daywalker Dash. Simple, effective, and pretty stylish. Alright, here's where things get spicy. Bloodline Awakening. By pressing R1, Blade enters this stance and his melee prowess gets a serious upgrade. You'll still perform the same 5-hit combo, but as you land hits and fill up a special meter on screen, both your sword attack speed and whirlwind slash speed increase dramatically. In this stance, Blade turns into an absolute blender. He just shreds enemies. You still have access to Scarlet Shroud and Daywalker Dash in the Bloodline Awakening stance, but here's the twist. While in this stance, Blade gets reduced healing from outside sources. Thankfully, that's offset by a passive lifesteal while in this stance, meaning that every hit you land heals you. The only thing you can't do in this stance is switch to your shotgun. The moment you do, you drop out of the Bloodline Awakening stance. But don't panic, your melee meter doesn't vanish completely. If you need heals from your support and your enemies are too far for lifesteal to kick in, it's smart to dip out of this stance for a moment, get healed, and then get right back into the slicing and dicing. Finally, let's talk about Blade's ultimate, 1000-fold slash. When activated, you'll create a path on the ground for Blade to dash through. Confirm it with R2 and watch as he zips forward, leaving behind a devastating trail of slashes. It's not just eye candy, the damage is legit, and anyone caught in its path gets hit with a healing reduction debuff. Also, while the ultimate is going off, you still have full control over Blade, allowing you to make a quick getaway if needed, or join in on your ult to deal severe damage. There's not much more to say. It's awesome, you'll love it, I know I do. One last bonus tidbit. Blade teams up with Cloak and Dagger as his anchor and shares the New Moon ability with Moon Knight. That means he can turn invisible and heal over time, which, let's be real, feels downright broken when combined with Bloodline Awakening. You'll need to be within the circle radius to stay invisible, but Blade also gets a new move here called Swift Strike, which lunges him towards an enemy. Perfect for flanking opponents and devastating their back line. And that's everything I've got on Blade for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited for with Blade, and of course, whether or not you plan on trying him out. For more on Marvel Rivals and all things video games, keep it locked right here on IGN.